How's about I go fetch the virus, and then we'll watch you shit your fucking spine out.
You don't have it, do you? The virus.
Don't I?
No. You don't. You would have used it by now. You have no way to stop me, do you? Oh, William. You have no idea what you're up against. You can't intervene. I will get the V1. And when I do, I'm gonna fillet you alive. You, Starlight, all the non-believers. You're all gonna fucking drown in your own blood.
I promise you, before I die, I'll fucking have you.
You're all fucking paste. I can take what's mine. And that makes this whole fucking shitball my birthright.
Alright, hello guys, welcome to my review of The Boys, Season 5, Episode 4, Though the Heavens Fall. So, Homelander's trying to be a god, so for the first time he decides to actually come towards Firecracker to help him get his message out that he wants to become, I guess, Jesus, or whatever. Some dumb storyline for Homelander because he thinks he's Jesus, he thinks he's all that. And I guess Ryan's just out for the whole episode, and it's just funny seeing all those memes of Ryan, of his parents, acting like they're disowning him for not being able to fight the Homelander. Hilarious. But yeah. And then they're just thinking what they're going to do next. She's kind of sending Homelander and Soldier Boy on the mission to get V1, and it just seems like Soldier Boy's been a bit racist to her because, you know, from the time period that he's from, yeah, they didn't really have that kind of power, black people, so yeah. But, you know, he's living in a different time now. They're just trying to get to the V1 before them, and then one of my favorite YouTubers in modern day kind of predicted that, you know, Black Noir was just going to be still the same person who replaced him. He's just like basically method acting, just trying to be more like the original, something lame like that, where flipping Zaffi, if you watch him, like he had way better ideas than what the actual showrun has ended up doing, and I just know he's going to take the piss out of this episode for revealing that with Black Noir, because he had way better plans of it, with him possibly maybe getting like brainwashed or something to become like the original Black Noir, and then we could still end up getting like the comic ending, which, spoilers if you haven't read the comics, Black Noir kills Homelander. But since Black Noir's dead in The Boys TV version, that's probably not going to happen, and it'll probably be someone else who ends up killing him anyway. But imagine if Homelander won, that'd be crazy, for a different kind of ending. But I doubt that. I mean, I don't know if it gets to a point where literally Butcher is the same character and decides to want to like try to kill all the Supes, and that ends up actually happening. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, he's just pissed at the Deep, yeah, and then just get some cringe with these two. She finds out that, you know, his church stuff isn't really going that well. He's not really getting much donations and stuff for his church, so it's kind of like messing with things on her side. But then since Homelander Finn's kind of trying to be a god, I guess that's like the perfect timing, I guess. So it's kind of obvious where that storyline's going. And then Starlight, we know that she just ran away at the end of the last episode, so she decides to go see her dad. And this is probably like the best of the episode, because I was never really a big Starlight fan in the early seasons. I mean, she did have like a humble story, but it's just, you know, compared to all the other characters that were on screen, she just wasn't really as interesting as them. But man, we watching season 1 recently, because I'm rewatching season 1 right now. She definitely went through a lot, like what the Deep put her through, and just like how she found out how her dream job ended up being flipping her worst nightmare, and now it's got to the point where it's literally made her wanted and #1 criminal in flipping America, probably. Yeah. But yeah, just seeing her with her dad, you know, because she wasn't really close with her dad. Like, he basically ended up leaving her, and this is the first time she's seen her dad in 20 years. But of all times to try to see your dad now, when flipping the whole world is after you, that's just, and then you could end up getting him in danger. And then when you see the son kind of hating her and stuff, because he like I guess the dad ended up having a son, so he basically started a new family, and she just feels like she was just left behind, really. Yeah. And then they're just trying to figure out a plan of how they're gonna sell flipping Homelander being a god. And that's just to me that's just a dumb storyline, but that's literally what real life is at this point. We're flipping Donald Trump and his Jesus shit, like Jesus Christ. No. But yeah, like of course Soldier Boy still hits Homelander, so it gets to a point where he ends up trapping him in something when he wants to get inside the facility. It seems like our boys are like there's some kind of virus that makes them act a bit funny, like they're all mad at each other, just insulting each other. And it was kind of hilarious at the same time. It was just funny some of the things they were saying to each other. Some of the things that they do actually have in their head, but they never really say. And imagine if Starlight was there, Jesus. With her power, she'd be dangerous, because I guess the virus makes you, like, kill each other. So, man, if she was there, I don't even know if there would have been a fatality. She would have been in trouble, especially for the human characters. But yeah, like, they're basically just showing that, you know, the dad definitely cared for her. He kind of already moved on at that point. So he'd feel like he didn't want to, like, reach out. Because, you know, the mom and Annie, like, they kind of felt like, you know, she wanted to live her dream, so he didn't want to interrupt that. Because he just felt like there was something always wrong with it, but then now he ended up being right, but he also still feels good he didn't do anything, he just let it happen. And yeah, they're just trying to mend their relationship, basically. So if things end well for Annie or the dad, they could possibly have a relationship after the show's events, but hopefully nothing happens to the dad, because he seems cool. It's just, you know, I guess the only issue you could say that he basically abandoned his daughter. He didn't try to reach out to her, even if things were a bit different, and he just didn't want to live a lie. But yeah, it's still like the most heart-touching stuff of the episode, really. And like I said, they just end up fighting each other. But Frenchie, he's kind of immune to it because he's like a flipping junkie, and he used to be a junkie and stuff, so it doesn't really affect him. So he's just trying to help the others, and Starlight's trying to bond with the brother, which I was thinking was going to get like an X-Men 2 moment, which in a way we kind of did, but it was kind of like averted, because the brother, like, the way how they did it in X-Men 2 is that, you know, Iceman's brother, he kind of wanted to, I don't know if you could say he felt jealous, or he just, some of the things that I heard in the news about mutants kind of made him want to call the police, and then you know how that ends up going in X-Men 2, like flipping Wolverine gets shot in the head, Rogue's trying to get the bullet out, and then flipping the fire guy, he ends up flipping torching the police cars. It just turns into chaos. In this, the police do come, but luckily the dad like is best friends with like the guy who actually comes, so they're able to like sort it out. And it seems like these two end up kind of bonding, I guess. So I guess he would kind of feel a bit bad for what he ended up doing to the point where they said he should grant him until he's like 20 or 30. Yeah. And then they make it to the place, and this is when I guess Soldier Boy just leaves him inside a container, or whatever I should call it. And yeah, we get this scene which, you know, they're basically able to stop it. Gives them like an hour to like make Starlight get out otherwise, because they're just getting treated like flipping slaves, really, like being forced to do what Homelander says. And at that point, it should be obvious who the actual bad guy is. Being forced to think a certain way, yeah. And yeah, the French is able to escape all this chaos, find Soldier Boy, and make Soldier Boy like kill like this scientist that used to experiment on Soldier Boy, who was alive this whole time. And yeah, Homelander's just stuck in there, and then Butcher finds him and has a conversation with him, which every time you have a Homelander and Butcher scene, that's always fun to watch, even if not trying to fight each other. But yeah, just saying that, you know, because Homelander works out he doesn't have the virus, and he says like the last thing, if he ends up dying, the last thing he'll do is taking down Homelander with him, I guess. Yeah, so that's kind of something that he said. But yeah, and he's just hiding from Kimiko because Kimiko's trying to kill him. And then he sees that scientist that used to experiment on him. He decides to not kill him because he's probably like in a worse fate, just staying there for eternity. And like I said, they're saying their goodbyes because they kind of stopped the thing that would end up happening to Starlight. Like, she would have got taken away. I mean, I guess Homelander ends up getting out of there. Starlight goes to Huey because her dad basically said, like, don't make the same mistake I did. Like, be with the people that you love, because, you know, she loves Huey. So they kind of, I guess, sort out that story, whatever that even was. I mean, it was cool the stuff that they did in this episode with Starlight and her dad, but was it necessary for the storyline that's happening right now? It's just, and then off screen, well, not off screen. I'm getting mixed up with flipping Invincible right now because there's some stuff that I guess I'll talk about in Invincible. But basically, Kimiko and Frenchie, they break up, like a silent breakup, because she feels like French is too addicted to chaos, so she doesn't want anything to do with him. So basically, a lot of the time we spent with them was kind of a waste of time in this season, getting them back together, because it ended up amounting to nothing. And yeah, he's just trying to sell flipping Homelander being Jesus, and they're gonna worship him. Yeah, man, this episode. Because Homelander gets out, and instead of trying to kill his dad, he just leaves him because his dad just seems miserable. Like Soulja Boy, he doesn't even know what to do anymore after killing the thing that he probably wanted to kill the most out of anyone. But then, yeah, like what's he got left really? Like what does he want to do now? I'm kind of intrigued like the most with Soulja Boy, like because I don't know what he's gonna do now because he just seems like he's lost right now. He needs to find like some kind of purpose. Because not like Captain America who just became like a hero again. Flipping Soulja Boy is not really a good person, so what's someone like him gonna do when he's got nothing left? And the stuff that we kind of got to hear with Stormfront and stuff, like they was Stormfront and Soulja Boy was together, and then he finds out that flipping Homelander and Stormfront was kind of together, and just the way he talks about it is it's just such a weird situation, knowing that for probably like that was like the moment, and then them talking about them being with her is just it's just so gross. But yeah, because all the theories throughout the years of Stormfront being Homelander's kid, and then we know that Soulja Boy and Stormfront were together, so it's just like oh god, this conversation. But yeah, again, it's the best episode out of the hero shows again, and Invincible's over, and I guess I'm gonna get into that now because I'm gonna review that now. But yeah. So The Boys is just like the most entertaining thing to watch out of these shows because I definitely enjoyed like the recent Daredevil episode. Like that Wilson Fisk and Kingpin fight was awesome. Seeing Jessica Jones after flipping 7 years was awesome. But I don't know, there's just something missing that's making The Boys a lot more interesting to watch. Because I guess because it's more of like it has like a finality to it. I guess where Daredevil's kind of good right now, but it's kind of giving me stuff that I've kind of basically seen before. It's not really hitting no new grounds because it's still the same shit with trying to bring down flipping Wilson Fisk, even though there's been so many solutions to get rid of him permanently, but like Daredevil doesn't want to do it. Homelander, it just seems like it's getting to like the end of him, and then I'm just so intrigued with Soulja Boy. There's a lot of things going on that's making me more intrigued with The Boys than flipping Daredevil. I mean, both shows have like a villain where they kind of relate to like the current president of the United States, of how much of a flipping terrible person they are and just the awful decisions they're making. But yeah, I guess I'll just end it here though, if I'm getting political. So yeah, because TikTok's so sensitive. But yeah, I'll just end it here. But yeah, appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.